Yeah, it's just perfect timing that you brought this up this week because um, out of the blue this week, I have had one bill after another, and unexpected ones, even like an extra 12.5 grand tax bill, and all this stuff. Like it's coming out of the woodwork. It's not just normal, like, yes, I've got rates, and yes, I got power, and yes, I got water, and everything, but it was just boom, boom, boom. And then I thought, stop, what is going on here? So I've done a lot of soul searching, connecting in, because that's something where you and I really relate to is we read and absorb a lot of books and talk about them and get the wisdom out of it, because understanding that the energy around money, because it's taking that next level down. So that's what I've been trying to overcome, those blocks this week, because it was causing panic attacks 2 days ago. I just thought, honestly, I haven't been bombarded so heavily all at once, going, what is the message here? What do I need to clear? And I know so many people can relate to that, where you're just getting along and just making ends meet or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, this is avalanche of like that. You either sink or swim, and I'm not going to sink. So, I want to work through whatever is getting in the way. I got my water bill a couple of days ago, and it was $24.95. I've gone, what? Like, that was ridiculous. I was so happy. I was so happy. I was so grateful for that bill.
Yeah.
I just could not believe it. Like, what? What? Because we've had
Yeah.
winter and haven't had the taps going and whatever. I don't know. I've just gone, wow. I was so happy, like you. All of this conversations also started off when I had my bills piling up, and they got to
That's
30
right.
grand. And I had a meltdown. It was a meltdown because I had to reset myself. And now it's just like, yeah, okay. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing when
And
you reset that mindset. The bills, for example, I had a lot of bills. What are the bills providing? Shifting our mindset around that. So I've been digging deeper and digging deeper this week, and so then I did a very intense workshop about understanding what's going on in your body. When you're feeling emotions, where are you feeling it in your body? And what came up for me that I really finally understood was that I just had this fear around money. For myself, it was just like losing my nest egg, right? So as a single mum, and got sort of a bit of a payout and bought property, but on the side, I've acquired some savings, and to me that is it, right? So my fear has been, with the bills coming in, oh my god, I'm going to have to touch my savings, because normally I like to live within my means, but it just avalanched. And then that, when I peeled off and looked at what was going on, my fear underlying was that, oh my god, that's my nest egg. So then I've been workshopping through all of that, what my you know overcoming what that was meaning. And once you have that awareness, then you can shift it. But if it's facing your fears, and that's the topic of tonight, is like, what is really going on when we have these money blocks? It's really important. Well, the digger you deep, the higher you're going to fly out of this, right? You're going to have this greater awareness come out of it on the other side. Now, this isn't woo-woo stuff on any level, but it's just understanding what's really going on within you, because we're energy beings, and so we're going to attract in that energy. When we're sitting there with fear, you're going to have more and more, obstacles thrown at you.
it's very interesting that you say that you've been digging deeper and deeper. And what was coming up for me is what you put out is what you attract back.
Oh, 100%. That's
Uh,
exactly, that's
and
the law
you
of
they're going,
attraction.
I'm worried about losing my nest egg, and that is what actually was coming back to you, was losing your nest egg.
Yeah.
And so by changing your thoughts, I'm assuming you're changing your thoughts around that. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, come
That,
on, bring the bills in right now, because I'm done with that. I didn't have the awareness before, but this has been like going on for 12 or 13 years, right? I've been, working really hard as a single mum, and putting some away and putting some away, and I've got my a roof over my head, and that's fine, but it's the ongoing living expenses. And, as we were discussing, cost of living is increasing, and then, the fear was coming up here. But what was the fear really about? And so that's when I had to stop and pause and really feel within, right? Like, really workshop it, peel these layers off, and then feel what it was doing in my body. because the emotions, you got to pair it with the feeling. Where is it? What is it doing? Is it making me feel sick? And it was in the pit of my stomach, and then wanting to vomit when I've gone, oh my God. So it's really important to overcome your fears, to give some airplay to the emotions that are linking into it. You know, where is that fear coming from? Where are you feeling it in your body? What is it doing to you? And it's just, rather than tuck it away and go, I don't want to deal with that, it's going to stay there until you do deal with it. And the way to deal with it is just give it some airplay, as in give it some space to dissipate. Because when you find out something, you need that time to let it sit. You know, say you've got an illness and you go, right, I need to process that. And so it's the processing time that we need to give to ourselves, so that, you know, be gentle on ourselves. I've got the awareness. So then things can shift. You can't change what you don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so for people out there that are going, okay, she keeps saying she's workshopping it and doing this. Tell us exactly the process you're going through so it can help other people in the same situation as you.
Well, you really have to like make the choice first of all to really uncover what's going on, because you have to be all in. If you're just going to go, oh yeah, it might be this or that, well then you're going to get that kind of wishy-washy response. But if you really want to get down to the bottom of what is blocking my finances, you really have to go, right, okay, I'm 110% invested in uncovering what's going on, so that you're feeling it, because energy is, you know, everything is energy, right? It's just like, you know, a token gesture. If you're saying to someone, oh, you know, how's your day, and you don't really care, you know, and that's that level sort of reciprocation. So this one is an, are you invested in yourself to really get down and find out what's going on here? Because we have to go down what we call the rabbit hole, right, of the negative emotions, to address them, have the awareness, so that when we can then flip it, right? So it's just like, you can't, as I said, you can't change what you don't know. So what I do is stop and I go within, right? And what I mean by going within is I start going, right, feeling it, feeling what is this fear? And, you know, as I said to you, that took a couple of weeks to really realize that was my underlying fear, was about, you know, losing my nest egg, because I'm just thinking superficially, going through, all right, these bills are paying up and I'll, you know, I'll have to tap into my savings. But I wasn't feeling the fear of it, really feeling that base level, holy shit, this is real, right? This is my life. But then I've done a lot of stuff since I've seen you, and you know, my mantra here is let go, step up, and be more. But this is when you really feel into it. What are you letting go of? You're actually releasing the emotions. You're releasing your resistance points, right? So what are you resisting? And it's resisting of, like, things will be okay. My strong belief that things will be okay. You know, if you're hanging on to stuff, well then you can't release, because the way that you can, everything flows as with the energy, is to be more in the present moment. Now this is a little bit deep to get your head around, and so it might take a couple of days to process. But when we're in the moment, just in the now, just baseline, calmly in the present moment, whatever, we're not worried about tomorrow, because that's a negative projection of the future, hasn't even happened. We're not drawn back into the past, because we can't change anything. We're just in the moment. The more we can be stable in this moment, calm and peaceful, then we can tap into, yeah, just let everything else go. It will be okay. But you really have to trust and believe. If you don't trust and believe and you're only half in, only a big toe in, well, the universe is going to match that. It's just a fact of life, right? And we know through reading all of the books that we've been going through, Napoleon Hill, the whole lot, you know, it's all about you working with you. And if you don't step powerfully into making these choices that you want to change what's going on, well then you're only going to get the half-ass match of whatever energy you're putting in. So, you know, it's about releasing the blocks, but the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that are there, understanding the resistant points, right? For me, it was the fear of losing the nest egg. So, you know, looking at what is the fear of success, fear of rejection. There's so many different types of things that could be getting where, you know, this fear of scarcity.